Okay, so here we're going to take you through kind of what it looks like and how you can get from your data source to a dashboard and should be about under 10 minutes. So here we're logging into the UI. In Rover BI, you pretty much everything kind of starts with a data source, and then we create data sets, reports from those data sources, and then we also have the AI assistant tools. So in this case, we're going to just start with a data source. You'll notice here we have our multi-value options, native connectors, the REST web. For this webinar, we're going to use Postgres. So and a public facing database called Northwind. Okay. Okay, and here we're going to test the connection. Connection good. Okay, data source created. Next, we're going to go to mappings, and you can basically, we want to look and see what we have. So here in this Northwind example, you'll notice there's some tables here. We've got customers, we've got employees, we've got order details, orders, which we'll be using in our example. But if you want to kind of peek in, this is where you can go in and you can look at the table, see what kind of fields are available, what sort of data type they are. You can actually change the data type here, transform if you choose, or if you can do that also at the data set level. So, all right, we're going to go to a real world example here. We're going to just create a new data set here using the data set designer. So here we're going to do customers first. Okay, and we're going to use the data source we just created, and we're going to use the customer table. Okay, so here it's going to give us the option. We're going to just basically add all the fields. Again, we have an option here to explore the data and sort of understand what sort of data types are being used. Okay. Here we get a sample of the what the data set looks like. We'll notice we've got some address information, contact names, etc. So we're going to save, and then we're going to run this query. Pretty important point here too is you can automate some of this. You can put these on a job so that you can refresh them. I think a minute is the shortest interval, but you can basically refresh these often and in an automatic fashion. You don't have to go in versus like a legacy system and run these things. Okay. So here we have a customer data set, and now we're going to pull in the order data set. Okay, same process here. We're going to add fields. Okay, and we'll notice here in the orders data set that we have, amount for freight, we have order number, but it looks like we don't have an order amount. So we'll show you kind of what it looks like to restructure this data. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go back in, and we are now going to pull in our order details. Okay, here we're going to add in all our fields, and we're going to save it. We're going to run the query. And here I want to show an example of, this is a case where, we might notice that we have quantity and unit price, but we might want to pick up the extended value there. So here we're going to show you what the UI looks like to sort of restructure this data a little bit and add a column. So you'll notice here we have a variety of easy to use flow steps in the UI. Calculated fields. We can concatenate, count. We can join to other data sets. In this case, we're just going to create a calculated field here called extended price. And we're going to use the UI to do this, and we're going to pull in the quantity value. and we're going to multiply it with the unit price. Okay. So now we have the extended price. That's what we were after. Okay, and then we're going to run the data set again. Okay, so now we have order details with the information we're looking for. It's gonna bring us back to our sort of our main orders data set. Okay, so now we want to pull this information in. Here we're going to edit the orders data set, and we're going to add a flow step, which is going to take fields from another data set. Okay, so we want to pull from the order details, and we're going to join on the order ID. And here we're going to select show all values as an array. This is an important one for our multi-value friends on the call. This a lot of times this is how the multi-value fields will come in. Actually, go back. Okay. All right, let's redo that. And array, here we go. So now we're going to pull in the quantity, unit price, and extended price. And as you can see now, we have our multi-value fields here in the data set. Okay. So now we're going to run to kind of populate the entire data set versus just the sample that we looked like. And now our data set contains our quantity, unit, and extended price. Now here to go a step further, we might want to know this order total versus just the multi-value array. So here we're going to further transform. And in this case, we're going to go to a what's called a power script. And what I'd like to show you here is the AI assistant. So if you are a JavaScript, you have experience, you can very easily do a lot of things here. But we also have our AI assistant to leverage in order to do that as well. So here I'm going to take this prompt here and I'm going to basically ask the assistant to write the script for us. And here it's taking it's creating an extended price. So let's run it. We're going to check and see how it did. If we look at our extended prices, looks pretty good. So here we go. We're going to save it. Close out our AI assistant, and we're going to run the query again. Okay. And now we have our extended price accessible as a single column. So, the next sort of feature we want to talk about is the Discover tool. So now we have our data set, we have our fields that we want. Now we're going to leverage the Discover tool, which here we're just going to basically select some fields that we think might be interesting to look at. In this case, we're going to pull that extended price field that we just calculated. And you'll see that there's some kind of visuals created here, different charts, big numbers, tables that we might be interested to present. So in this case, we're going to basically just go with what our Discover tool suggests, and we're going to save these visuals. Okay, so you can also tweak them here, add filters, etc. So now we're going to go to the report portion. So we've seen data sources, we've seen data sets. Now we're going to talk about creating a dashboard. So there are different types of reports that can be created, ad hoc, it's, data views. But what we're going to focus on today is a web dashboard that could be published to employees or external, depending on your purpose. Okay, so here we have a webinar dashboard. Oh, this again. Data set, sorry. Okay. So this is our UI for dashboard creation. You'll notice you have elements to add here. So we're going to add these save visuals that we just created. Okay. All right. And now what we have is basically a rough idea or rough draft of kind of a dashboard. You can get the idea. A lot of these visuals can be built manually as well. But for the purposes of this, we're gonna go with it and we're gonna save it. And now that it's saved, we're going to share it. So here is how easy it is to publish an external link. So here we're gonna we're gonna do that. And basically this link could now be shared with employees, customers, etc. And you'll notice they can sort of interact with the data here. So they can click in, drill in, and then there are options to export the data in various formats if they wish to do any other sort of transformation there. So okay, so that is the dashboards, and then so we're in the assistant area, and we're going to show you how to make an AI assistant here. So we're going to call this webinar assistant. Okay. Now we can add a lot of information. We can specify which version of chat it wants to use. In our case, though, we're just going to add some simple skills here. We're going to add the high chart skill, which is a skill of creating charts. And now we're going to add that order data set that we just created. Okay. Okay. So now in those steps, basically, we're talking about going what a user could do. The user now could potentially just log in and sort of visit this assistant and ask it, let's see, please make a chart of 1996 orders by customer with the extended value. The AI assistant is going to kind of go back and process the data set using its high chart skill. Take a few moments here, and we should get an output of a chart that could be used, copied into an email or something like that to customers. Okay, there we have it. So this is the Rover BI, just an example of sort of a quick creation of an AI assistant. That's it. I really want to just kind of express to everyone, thank you again for joining us today, and we really are excited about potentially joining you on your journey to measure what matters with Rover BI.